I stopped the other one and I'm trying this way now. I have the person said it froze. They couldn't hear me. They couldn't see me. So I hope that you have an opportunity to come back so you can join in with me on the celebration. I am very excited about the Royal Black and Elite channel. You know, when I first started this channel, it was simply just to bring Royal Black and Elite history alive. And once I started it, I just saw the response and I was just so excited about the response. So it brings me honor. And I'm just excited to be able to talk about the Royal Black and Elite history that really is a part of who we are and a part of what we do. And so I am Lady TrenettWilson. I have a background in history, but mostly etiquette, and I studied the social historian side because I thought it important for people to know more than just that we were slaves. I thought it was important for them to know that we were very important people in our world, in our communities, and to give you a different side of Black history, the royal side of Black history. So that's how I started it. I feel like Black history is important today because a lot of the issues that we're dealing with, they dealt with back then, and it was even worse because it was open. Slavery was open, discrimination was open, it was all open. And so now, with the things that we are facing and we are dealing with, they're more stealth, definitely more stealth. But some of the rules and some of the things that these people did back in those days apply today. We can really learn a lot from what our ancestors did. And so that's why I share Black history today. And that's why I feel that it is relevant in today's society. We can learn so much from what they produced and so much from what they taught us on how to carry ourselves and how to be. So that's why I started the Black History Channel. And I thought it was, important for us to see us from a different light. So now let's talk about the number one video for the quarter. Y'all responded to so many videos and I was so excited. Come on, y'all, come on in. So excited that you all stopped by to listen to Royal Black and Elite. We're going to do a little trivia this evening. We're doing a celebration. I'm so excited this evening because we're over 21,000 subscribers, almost 1 million views, and it's all because of you. And I just wanted to show my appreciation. Come in and say thank you, thank you, thank you. So listen, so our number one video was Clementine Bernabent. And she was accused of being the first female Black serial killer. Y'all love that video, and you had a lot to say about what your thoughts were. So I thought we'd look kind of at the case and see what it is that we all argued about and talked about in the video, and see what our conclusion is. So we talked about Clementine. Clementine was born in the 1900s, and this was the Louisiana Axe unalivings. You know how YouTube is. So you had all of these Black families being unalived in their beds in this particular video. I can hear and see you, Lady T. Yay! Hello, Chris. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, everyone. I really appreciate everybody for joining me. So here we had this young lady. She was 17 years old, and she was accused of unaliving 7 Black families. She would go into their homes while they were sleeping, and she would unalive them with an axe. Now, she was found guilty of it, but there was a lot of rumors around the town that it was not her and that she had a little help from her family. You see, they belonged to a cult there in Louisiana. And the cult, the Sacrifice of God, was the name of the church, and they believed they needed to purge, if you will, the city of those bad people. So that cult was what they did. And Clementine got caught up. Now, she was 17, and it was clear that something was wrong with Clementine because during the trial, she would sing gospel songs and she would rock back and forth. So everybody felt like she had a mental problem, but they didn't care. They still put her up for the crime. So I want to hear from you. Did you all see the Clementine video, and why don't you think she did it? Now, of course, they said she did 7 families. She did this to 7 families. I had a lot of questions like, how did she get to San Antonio if she was only 17? You know, they was riding horses and stuff back then. So that was a question. Did she take the fall for these unalivings? Now, the perpetrator would go into the house in the middle of the night. And let me be clear, this is 1900. So when we're talking about houses, we're talking about a one shack type of house. It wasn't nothing available in that house. It was just a little bitty small shack. So somebody would sneak in the middle of the night while these people were sleeping, and they would ask them, everybody in the house, mom, dad, brother, sister, everybody in the house. So I was thinking, wow, can you do that with nine, even if it was a shotgun house, can you do that with nine people in the house and no one wake up and no one pay attention and no one hear anything? So that was my first question. Nobody heard nothing. Number two is they said they found a drop of bodily fluids on Clementine's clothing in her home. Well, my question is, if you did that to so many people, how did you just find a drop on her clothing? So these and many other questions is what led to a question around, did Clementine really do these unaliving? So that was the number one video for the quarter. I can't thank you enough for watching it. And it's still going up and up and up. Our next video, ooh, y'all, let me tell you, you went in on me on this particular video. This was about B. Smith, and I called her the first Martha Stewart. Now, one of the reasons I called her the first Martha Stewart is that's because that's what they called her back in the day, the first Martha Stewart. But also, I wanted to give people a point of reference to who this woman is. So even though you and I know B. Smith, a lot of times, and I want to hear from you, do you agree? Sometimes we live in a silo. And just because we know someone doesn't mean other people know someone. And I wanted people to know B. Smith beyond our black community. I wanted everybody to know B. Smith. I wanted them to see what a wonderful woman she was. So I just thought that, comparing her to her, and not even comparing, but using that as a point of reference. And even in the video, I made comment about her not being, Martha Stewart. So when I was looking at it, y'all was getting mad about that Martha Stewart. But what I was proud of and what I saw most of is that y'all loved B. Smith, that you all made sure that you had a little comment about Mr. Dan and what she deserved at the end. And I want to ask y'all that. I'm a married woman. I don't know if you all are married, but if you were married, would you be okay with your husband dating someone in front of you, moving his woman in front of you, while you were still alive, even though she had a problem. She was, of course, going into Alzheimer. So did she even know that he was there with the woman? Is a question that I had. I think somewhere deep down inside, if you saw your man with a woman, you would know it, even if you were struggling in that area with Alzheimer's. So y'all had comments about that. Y'all loved B. Smith, and you really, really appreciated that video. And I'm hoping I get to see some comments down here because I can't see anything. Moderator, can you put some comments down there for me and let me know? How did you feel about B. Smith? Y'all commented down below about the video. So I know that a lot of you took issue with that. So then another video that you all love was the BET and how BET ended up out of Bob Johnson and Sheila Johnson's hand and into Viacom's hands. And we went into a lot of how they grew. And a lot of you all felt that BET it's not a positive place for black people. And certainly today we have to question what are they even today. So BET was thought of very lowly in y'all's mind, but you all love Sheila Johnson, and you love the fact that she got $1 billion when the marriage was over. So that was another one of our really highly rated videos. You also like the Moors. The Moors video went off. Y'all love the Moors. You love talking about the Moors. And so I was really excited to see how excited you are about the Moors. So I thought what B. Smith did was definitely wrong. I believe she did do some, but not everything they accused her of. I've been researching me since I tuned in. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Chris, thank you so much. Yes, I do think, yes, I think she did do some of them by herself. I truly do, but I don't think she did all of them. So when we talked about the Moors, we talked, and I just put a video up, y'all. One of the first black samurais in Japan, well, the only black samurai in Japan was a Moor. So be sure to check out that video. So y'all wanted to see where some of the Moors went. So some of them went to Japan, or one of them went to Japan, and they were a samurai. So I found that one very, very interesting, and you all did too. So that was one that did very, very well. Again, I want to thank you all for all of your support and everything that you have done to really blow up the Royal Black and Elite channel. So I want to hear from you. What stories would you like to hear next? Because, I have over 200 videos that I can post on all of these wonderful and different people that we met. And again, it's important because, y'all, we are having problems in our black community. There is no way to sugarcoat it. Even though we talk about the Royal Black and Elite, the fact of the matter is 75% of our children are being born and being raised in single parent households. And I'm one of those ones who was raised in a single parent household. So I want to commend mothers who are doing the job that they need to do to try to keep their children safe and loved and feel like they are in a beautiful home. But the truth is, we are having some problems in our community. And until we see ourselves differently than what the world has painted us, and sometimes what our community has painted us, we're not going to act any differently. So I'm hoping that the Royal Black and Elite channel will allow and enable us to see ourselves in a different light. So that's one of the reasons that I founded Royal Black and Elite, and that's one of the reasons that I do these videos. And again, it is an honor, certainly an honor all the time to be able to be talking to you all, to lecture, to teach you. I had many requests from you all to do an etiquette class with you, so I will be doing that next. Finishing school is coming up, so if you want to sign up for finishing school, be sure to do that. So teaching you how to carry yourself and how to behave is very important in etiquette, and it paints an image of who we are in a community. An image is a favorable impression of yourself. So when we don't paint a favorable impression of ourselves, people think of us in ways that are negative. So we are perceived negatively in community. And I was talking to someone the other day, and I had told them how disappointed I feel that prison culture has entered into black culture. And so for a lot of times, for a lot of people, being ratchet, prison, being all these horrible things are associated with black people. And unfortunately, the darker you are, the more they think these things about you. And that's why I think it's important for us to carry ourselves with respect. I think it's important for us to carry ourselves as the people that we are, the kings and the rulers and the queens that we are. So many times we carry ourselves the way we think the world wants us to carry ourselves. And it's not talking white, and it's not acting sedity, and it's not acting up. It is occupying the space that you have been called to occupy, to be the person that you have called to be. So when you act under that, then it paints a negative picture about us. And that's why I do this channel, because I want us to know that we had kings, we had queens, we had doctors and lawyers, even in the 1800s. So this notion that we cannot pull ourselves up and we cannot overcome some things is untrue. One thing that really hurt the black community, and I wanted to do a video on this, 5 movements that really they hurt our movement as a black movement and as a black community. And they have been beating us up ever since then. And I think we have cognizant dissonance because we have been treated badly. We always try to partner up with other people to say, well, we was done wrong, so maybe if I help you, you'll help me. And in the end, we get left in the dust. This recent election should show you that. We got left in the dust. Here we had 99.9% of black people vote for the candidate that we thought we should have voted for, or that they thought they should have voted for, but yet we still lost. And that is because within our own race, there is a schism. You have some blacks that are conservative, and I can tell you right now, from the 1700s all the way up into really the civil rights movement, we were extremely conservative. Extreme. We believed in family. We believed in education. We believed in business. That's who the black community was. That's who black culture was. What would you say? How would you define black culture now? Talk to me. Tell me, how would you define, what one word comes to your mind when you think of black culture? Anybody? What comes to your mind when you think of black culture? And back in the day, that was an easy question to ask and answer. Black culture meant family. It meant business. It meant being spiritually strong. It meant community. It meant a lot. But now when you say black community, everybody is clicked up. You have to be a part of a sorority. You have to be a part of the fraternity. I'm a subscriber. Enjoy all your videos. Yes, yes, yes. You drop a lot of knowledge. Thank you for so many people. I admit, Dr. Maya Angelou said, when people tell and show you who they are, believe them the first time. Oh, I completely agree. Hi, Lois Cobb. Hi, Lois. Thank you so much for being on today. I really appreciate you. Yes, I do agree. You have to believe when they show you who they are, that they are them. Now, I do believe that people can change, but they have to go through a process to change. And I do believe here, and even in our black community, we changed. So what changed from when we were church, school and education, we were community, we were family, and something happened. So some people say it was because of the feel good stuff, if you know what I mean, that was dropped into the community in the 70s. Then with the prisons, then our fathers started going to prison. So once the daddies began to exit the home, then the mothers began to do drugs. Everybody got overwhelmed, and here we are in the position we are in today. So would you agree? Are those some things that, thank you so much. So though everybody feels like, yeah, those things contributed as to why our homes are in the conditions that they're in today. Hello, good evening, lady Kiki Perez. Oh, Kiki Perez, my daughter, Miss Kiki Perez. And I see Miss Chris Wilson. Miss Chris Wilson, she is my daughter. My girls are on the live. Thank you all so much. Definitely, I do believe that these are some things that contributed to us falling as a people. What's up, King Dro? So much. Thank you for joining me, King Dro. What do you think, King Dro? Do you think that black men being out of the home has hurt our black families? I truly believe they have. And the reason I believe this is this. I've been married for 35 years. Come on, y'all. That is, I just celebrated an anniversary. Well, my husband stepped in many times to be the man of our home, to shut stuff down, to shut stuff up, and I have a son. He is a fireman. In fact, today he is a corporal. He is the lieutenant of his fire department. So I'm very proud of him. But he was a big dude, big dude. And I believe he is the man today that he is because he saw a strong black man in my home. And I was able to live in my femininity. I was able to be the woman that I wanted to be so that I could paint my nails and put my makeup on and wear a cute little hat in the middle of the week. My husband go to work every day to make sure that our family has what they need so that I don't have to be out there working 12 hours a week or 12 hours a day to provide for my family. So I thank God for my husband. I thank God for black men. I thank God for any man. I don't care if you're white, black, Chinese. I don't care what you are. That's standing next to their families and being the man and present in their children's life, in their wives' life, or even in their nephews and nieces' life. So I'm just gonna just take a minute and just send some hearts up for the men today. Because I love a man, baby. I love men. I truly, truly do. And then I want to give a shout out to the mamas. All the ladies in the building. Hello, ladies who stood up when nobody else would stand up for them, who changed diapers by herself, who went to work by herself, who had to do everything by herself to make sure that her daughter, her son, whoever it was, had what they needed. Come on, y'all. We want to give a hand clap for the evening. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Pamela. Thank you so much for your subscription. Hey, Lux Help. Don't give up much information. Thank you. Hi, Lux Help. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ephesians 5:11. I love your channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Y'all, let me tell you something. I talk about Black history. I'm in there teaching etiquette, where the forks go, doing B and D, bread on the left, drinks on the right. I teach people how to live in this world and how to show up in this world confident. But I do it because I am tired of the rocks crying out. 2 minutes, and what I mean by that, if I don't show you where the fork goes, then you don't know where the fork goes. And then you sit in a situation and you look bad because you don't know what you're doing. And I see that so many times when I'm working with higher level and high end clients. And it's because they just came into $1 million. They just came into a contract and they don't know how to present themselves because we lost it, y'all. We lost it. I'm telling you. I'm really thinking, now that I really think of, as I look through history, and social historian is a person that not only looks at the history of something, but what was the social impact of a thing when it occurred wherever. And I really believe when hip hop went from, okay, so y'all remember Run DMC? My Adidas walk through closet floors and roll all over Coliseum floors. So I'm back there during that time, right? Run DMC and all of those rappers, they were awesome, right? And it was clean. So they were rapping about my Adidas. Today's rap talks about unaliving. They talk about sex in every direction. I mean, no kinds of, hiding anything. No nuance involved at all. And they talk about it all and they put it all out there. And we have our kids, right? I see you all, young women. And when I say young women, I work with a lot of teen moms. I was a teenage mother. Let me be clear. When I'm talking about this stuff in my community, I live in an all-Black community. I shop in an all-Black community. And so when I'm talking about this Blackness, it's not something about what I heard, and I have plenty of money. I could easily move over to a white community. But I refuse to do that because I want to be a part of the solution and not a part of the people that say, I agree with you, Ephesians 5:11. Today's rap is absolutely toxic waste. And so living in the Black community, you all, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So we talked about Black Wall. We want Black Wall Street. That was my goal, right? To live in Black Wall Street. So I moved to a community where they don't drive nothing but Benzes and Lexuses and Lamborghinis and Corvettes. I mean, driving well, living well. But when I go into a store, people are in there with sleep clothes on. I'm talking pajama pants and bonnets. Y'all, can we talk about it? We talk about Royal Black and Elite, but I think we ought to be able to talk about these things so that we can be better as a community. So thank you all for allowing me this time to talk about these things, because Royal Black and Elite is so, it's not just about us having money, because you can give money to someone, but you cannot make their taste go up or their decorum go up. They have to come to me in order to do that so they can learn. So I can walk into a store and I can see somebody in pajama pants. I can see somebody in a bonnet. I can see, y'all, the other day I saw a lady in a little teddy. in a little nightgown with a little robe, and she had house shoes on. And she was in the store. Why do you think and these are, I'm talking millennials. I don't normally, now I have seen some older brothers in the store with their pajama pants on, so we don't know what it is about that. But for a woman, it is strange to see a woman not pull her hair together, put a bonnet on, and to put night clothes on. And when I ask some of them, they say, "Well, I ain't fit to see nobody in here. Why do I need to dress up?" Now, what did I just tell you? I live in a community of all very wealthy people. So if you come in a store dressed inappropriately, and I'm a boss, and I may need to hire someone, I would never consider you, because you didn't come to the game to play. You didn't wake up to play. I can't do it. I respect folks' right to do that, but I can't. Talk about the airports. We're in airports with pajamas and bonnets, and not just a few. Yes, ma'am. We're coming in mass. Y'all, people are looking at us. And some would say, "Oh, I don't care about what other people think about me." Let me tell you something. The impression that you put out, that's what I teach in etiquette. Whether you believe it or not, a person determines how they feel about you about 75% based on the way that you are dressed. Period and point blank. How you present yourself. That will determine if I'm going to give you $1 million. That will determine if I'm going to sign a contract with you. That'll determine if I'm going to allow you to come in and watch my kids or do anything. So how you present yourself is extremely important. And we as Black people need to take note of that. Now, we used to dress hard. You know, we would wear hats, gloves, cover up, everything. But nowadays, we have changed. Y'all, I saw a Black person with no shoes on. Now Now you know that just sent me. No shoes on outside. Now, I've never seen Black people walk around barefooted. In fact, we take very much pride in our shoes. And so not to have our shoes on our feet, that concerned me. So to be playing these games like we don't see what we seeing. And we always saying the white man this, the white man that. Yeah, they doing what they do. They doing what they do. But I'm talking about us, y'all. We're talking about us, what we have accepted in our own community. And so what are some things that we can do to better present ourselves? So number one, the Royal Black and Elite channel is trying to do that. I'm starting with presenting people who were doctors and lawyers and royal in history. So that's where I'm starting, because that is extremely important. Number two, I live in my own Black community where I'm trying to make a difference. So I work within my community, and you can do it too. You can definitely do it too. Number three, I present myself. Every time I go, I don't care if I'm going to the corner store. I'm going to throw me on some tights. I'm going to throw me on a little t-shirt. I'm going to be out that door, and I'm going to try to pull my hair together as best I can. So that's something that you can do. Hello, Ruby from Joyland. Love the commentary. Thank you. New subscriber. Teach, talk, yes, be honest with the young people. Yes. So I'm going to pull myself together when I walk out that door. You're not going to see me looking no any kind of way. And I look at it like this. If you fell out and got sick, would you want somebody to come pick you up in a bonnet and some night clothes? Because I can tell you, my son, who is a fireman, he comes back and he doesn't ever tell me, real detailed stories. But he said, "Mama, all I pick up is overweight African-American people who done had heart attacks." Do you hear me, you all? Yeah. That's who he says he picks up. So for us to be out here like this, y'all, talking about what other people doing us, when we're not talking about what we're doing to ourselves, we do ourselves a disservice. We need to really look inward and begin to approach our shortcomings. And we can have this talk. I don't mind having this talk, because I live the walk and I talk the talk. So I'm in this thing. I have Black children. I've got 4 Black grandsons who have to live up in this world. So that's why I feel it's important for us to talk about this. So living in your own neighborhood. Number 2, looking good or looking decent when you walk out the door. You know, back in the day, my grandmother, who died over 100 years old, she would dress up every day. Anybody else like that? Grandmothers used to dress up from the head to the toe, and she would sit out in her front yard and listen to the Mexican music. So that was my grandmother. So we were missing that. We're missing that. I also believe you have grandmothers today that are not over 35. So they don't know how to drop pearls of wisdom for their children. If you're 35 years old, you still learning stuff yourself. So young grandmothers have been, that's been an issue. She's still growing as a woman. And women, we're always growing. So, that's definitely a problem. Another thing is plug into your community. So if there's a girls program that you can get involved with, if there's a church that you can get involved with and they have kids over there you can help, y'all, the rocks are crying out. We need you. We need you to get involved with your community. Do something. Say something. And y'all, let me tell you, I was at a football game, and one of my daughters can attest to this. There were some little kids there, and these kids probably about 10 or 11 years old. And when I tell you they were cursing, you'll be a great history teacher. Love your channel. Thank you, thank you. Well, great. I'm my goal is I'm looking at teaching, having a class at the University of Texas in Arlington, and history class at some point. So keep praying for me. Keep watching. I'm using this as leverage to have that class. So thank you so much. A great and fun history class. But let me tell you, we were at this game, and there were some kids there, and these kids were cursing. And I'm talking 10 and 11 years old. 10, 11 years old. And they was cussing. A blue, blue, blah, 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 blue, blue, blue. Now, there were adults standing all around me. Okay, we had a football game out on the field. These kids cussing, adults all around me. And these people looking around and looking down, looking. Now, all of us are black. All of us are black. Now, back in the day, you would get a whooping from the first house all the way down to your house back in the day. Everybody could whoop you. Everybody could say something to you. But nowadays, people will unalive you about their kids, so people are scared to say anything. But one thing at almost 60 years old that I will not do is stand and listen to a 10-year-old cuss in front of me. So I'm standing there. Oh, they going off, y'all. They going off. They cussing. I turned around. I said, excuse me. Please don't cuss in front of me, baby. You just a kid. Please do not do that. Stop all that cussing. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, we sorry. And then all the other people were standing around me who wasn't saying that. They were like, yeah, y'all need to stop all that old cussing now, y'all, that's getting out of hand. Oh, now you want to say something after me by myself stood up and said something. So sometimes, y'all, what I'm saying here is sometimes all it takes is one. All it takes is one. And I didn't do it in anger, and I didn't do it rudely, but they understood I meant what I said, that you wasn't going to stand there in front of me and cuss at no 10 and 11 years old. Now, 10 and 11, that works. Thanks from A. Cobb in Brooklyn. Hey, Brooklyn, Starworth. Amand Starworth. Hi, Amand. Welcome. Brooklyn. Love Brooklyn. I'll be in New Jersey soon. My etiquette program just got picked up in some of the New Jersey school district. Yay! I have a program called the Etiquette Ambassadors Program. I worked on it for 3 years to write the curriculum and to teach and put it into schools all around our country. So I am so glad, and I'm hoping to come to Brooklyn real soon as well. You all listen, I'm not going to let no rocks gonna cry out my place. I'm not going to just talk about it. I'm going to be about it. And we are all called to be about it. So I was about it that day. Now, what would I have done if the mama would have approached me, right? What would I have done if somebody would have tried to get, slick with me? Because, we good for that, getting slick and talking to people crazy. Well, I would have loved on her too. I would have, by the end of our conversation, she would have felt she was the best mother and the best person in this world. I think sometimes we are looking for a fight. We've been fighting so long, we are looking for a fight. But we are called on this earth to be salt. We are called to be the flavor. So I can't flavor you and fight you at the same time, right? I can't encourage you and uplift you and fight you at the same time. And then some of us says, I didn't wash my hands. I'm tired of these, and I'm not dealing with them, and I'm going to move over here so I don't have to deal with them. You understand what I'm saying? But y'all, we are called for such a time as this. Our kids are going to prison. They're being impregnated, raising children on their own. They have no education, no skills, and all of them think all they have to do is learn how to do a quick weave and some makeup, and they gonna live wealthy the rest of their life. The devil is a liar. Uh-uh. All of our girls can't do makeup. All of our girls just can't do hair. We need some doctors and some lawyers in there, y'all. We need some writers, y'all. We need some seamstresses. So when I was saying, what else could you do? How about everybody? And I want everybody to do it like this on our live tonight. And I know a lot of people are going to watch it after this. Everybody needs to be an apprentice, have someone who they are going to be an apprentice to. How many of you all are apprenticing people who are younger than you? If you can do hair, if you can sew, if you can cook, if you can write, if you can do mechanic work, if you fix cars, if you fix lights, if you're an electrician, whatever you do, you can help some child learn how to do a skill. Let me tell you why I know this. When you look at my videos, y'all, mostly every video that you look at, these kids they started their skill at 8, 9 years old. 7 to 8 years old, someone was apprenticing them. So if we do not teach our children, TikTok gonna teach them. And by the way, TikTok is going away Friday unless Amazon buys it. So that's just FYI for you. But TikTok will teach them. Instagram will teach them, and normally they teach them wrong. Normally, they don't know what they're talking about. And if you don't learn that skill, you won't be able to really do it. So you're going to find a kid. Y'all, come on. This is a call to action. Y'all been listening to me rant for about the last 39 minutes about what's going on in our community, why I'm doing this channel. It's real for me, y'all. It's real for me. And it makes me real mad when I see our politicians out there talking that yang, sang, and not doing anything for our communities. I don't trust none of them. If you really want to know the truth. When we came out of slavery, they literally negotiated for us 40 acres in a mule. You got to be playing with me. We are the foundation. We built this country. And you mean all we get is 40 acres in a mule? Frederick Douglass, come on, y'all. Booker T. Washington, come on, y'all. This is what y'all negotiated for us. And so now we way back here. Amazon and OnlyFans are beating out TikTok. Help us, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Is that right? Oh, goodness. So here we are, where we are today. And so if we want to move forward, we're going to have to really, really look inward first and stop all the silliness. Stop talking about what the white man doing, what the so-so doing, what we doing. Y'all, let me tell you something. These black people built businesses, built homes, built communities in the middle of slavery. So I do believe we do have to create a black economy. And one reason that we have not been able to do it is because we compete against each other so bad. We compete against each other so badly. But do y'all know there's thousands, y'all, there's about 5 or 6 black banks. There's about 6 black banks. We can support those black banks. There are so many organizations, right? And we don't support them. We don't support them. It just brings tears to my eyes. And so let me say, first of all, thank you for supporting me. Royal Black and Elite, black people, and all races of people have truly supported my channel. Thank you. My Etiquette program, nothing but black people have supported me. Thank you so much. So it's not that we won't support each other, but we don't really do it en masse. So that's what we really have to start working on. We have to support each other en masse. Yes, so tired of hearing about what they are doing. I am too, Ephesians 5:11. I'm tired of it. When y'all, let me tell you something. In life, people gonna do you. They just gonna keep doing stuff. It is what it is. But how are we responding to it? I don't like this victim mentality that we've been walking in. We're still operating in the crab and crab. I agree. We do have the crab in the barrel mentality. Thank you all so much for commenting. Thank y'all so much. And that comes from the fact that we have been raised to believe that all it was for us was slavery. And all it was for us was poverty. We didn't understand that we were kings and queens, doctors and lawyers, and all of these things, and that we could be these things. And I can be this separate from who you are or what you're doing. My blessing don't depend on you. My up don't depend on you. And my down don't depend on you. It depends on my work. It depends on the favor of the Lord in my life. It depends on what I'm willing to do. So the white man can keep doing what he's doing. I don't care if they put a grape as the president. I'm going to still prosper because I'm going to still keep doing what I need to do. The white folk, what they did to us in the past, dirty, wrong, egregious. But do I have to keep living there, y'all? Do we have to keep, really? Do we have to keep living there? All they have to say is racism. And all we do is put on our boots and go down there and march and don't get anything except a street named after us, right? In a holiday. You can keep the holiday and you can keep the street. I want no taxes on black folk. I want reparations. There's other things that we could get. But we happy with a street. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. We got to come up out of this. Yo, yeah. Yeah, Ruby. You know I'm talking truth, right? It does go away. Back to slavery and reconstruction. You're exactly right. Amen, sis. Amen. Y'all, thank y'all so much. I'm just being honest with you all right now. I never go live and I never really show you this side of me. You know, just doing doing the videos because that's what's most important to me, that you all know where we come from. But y'all, I'm over it. I promise you, I'm over it. We must truly take responsibility for our own. So if you're a grandmother, if you're a mother, dad, auntie, uncle, and you have a skill, be sure to be an apprentice to them. Something like, even if it's just cooking, everybody needs to go in the kitchen and learn how to cook, right? Yeah. What it say? Thank you. I do what I need to go where I want. Family members snub me. I keep going. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. But you know what? The crab in the bucket mentality. There's something called quiet luxury and quiet wealth. So one thing with black people that we have to learn is that everybody don't need to know that you have $1 or $2. Because the reason we wear Louis Vuitton from the head to the toe, and Louis wouldn't even let Oprah in the store. Y'all hear what I'm saying? We enriching people who won't do anything for us. Why do we have to be only group to take responsibility? Yes. I mean, I agree, but other groups didn't get asked to do that. I would love to get you to our church, to Black Heroes. Detroit, I want to come to Detroit. Hit me down in the bottom in my my email address. I'll be there. I will be there. I love it. But you're right. You asked right here. Why do we have to be the only group to take responsibility for the whole? Because of identification. Because we're black. Because when they see one, they see all of us. You know, isn't that horrible? You can see somebody white and you don't put that title on all of them. But because of who we are as a people, right? I think they think all of us are that way. So I really hate that. I really do. But you know, when you in a city, back in the day, they used to say, who your people? Who your people? Who your mama? Who your daddy? Who your grandmother? Because once you knew who the people were, you knew what type of person that person was going to be. Nowadays, you say, who are your people? Oh, I don't even have to know if they have any people. So the family aspect is gone. We used to do Sunday dinner after church. Well, nowadays, people don't go to church, so they don't have after Sunday dinner. So there's a lot of things that used to be a part of black culture that we have lost. And I believe that it has been a detriment to our community. It has been a detriment to our children. And so if I had to leave you with anything, and I thank you all for just coming by, I wanted to celebrate. I wanted to say thank you all for just supporting Royal Black and Elite. And I want to know what are you willing to do? What are you doing? Anybody already doing something in their community? If not, what are you willing to do? Even if it's just allowing somebody to apprentice with even 1 month with you, learning how to type, learning how to write, learning how to fix something. And the reason you want to do it from about the age of around 10 years old, 19 years old, all the way up to age 15 is because that is their formative years. Y'all peep game. If you notice, Nicki Minaj, doggone near 40 something years old, and she's still dressed like a teenager. Pink hair, pink clothes. Why? Because they're still after your children. When you're looking at all these horrible curriculums that's going into schools, they after your children. They know something a lot of times we don't know. That those are the formative years. And if we don't get on our job during that time, during the formative years, someone else will form them. And then when you try to put something in there, they'll look at you and be like, what you talking about? You old timey. That's old school. That's this. That's that. So, amen. Yes. Ephesians 5:11, president of the youth department. So you've got a lot of work in that youth department to, first of all, a lot of times we think that we're orphans. We're just out here, especially like me. I didn't have a father in my home. I told you I was raised with a single mother. And for a long time, because I didn't have a daddy, I felt like I didn't belong to anybody. And this was before I had a relationship with God. And so I tried to find that peace and joy in men and in work and people. And I just really, I couldn't. I kept hitting a rock, hitting the door, hitting something. And my mother was going through a lot. So she felt like, okay, I can do, she's of age now, 12 years old. She can do whatever she wants to. I don't have to change her diaper no more. I don't have to cook food anymore. Sister can cook, okay? I can burn some pots, let me tell you. Because I've been cooking since I was a little bitty girl because mama said, y'all won't have to cook. And so in learning that and being alone, for a long time I thought I was an orphan. I thought I was by myself. And so a lot of you all may feel like, and that's how our kids feel, y'all. I'm just being honest with you. When you have a mother that's working all the time, when daddy not in the house, you feel like you're alone. So a lot of our kids today walk in an orphan spirit. Well, the word of God says, a lot of times people are talking about the environment and saving animals. That's nowhere in the Bible. If you really want to know what our mission is on earth and what God has called us to do, the commission, the New Testament commission, orphans, widows, people who are poor, these are the people that we're supposed to be helping. Hello, darling. Darling Ricky from California. Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. So this is really what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be helping the orphans, helping the sick and shut in, the widow. We're supposed to be helping widows. Y'all, I have seen so many black men and black women, older people, riding down the street in those motorized wheelchairs. Oh, I can't take it. That's why we opted for private school here. We both volunteer with our church too. Amen. Okay, Miss Rose, private school. We've got a few private schools on the list for the Etiquette Ambassadors program too. But I see this. We are neglecting our older people. Now the issue is the child is 15. Brother, I just said that. Ruby from Joyland. I just said that. The grandmothers are 35. The grandmothers are 35. And that's the reason we're having the issues that we are having. And we have a lot of millennials. Y'all, let me tell you something. Just because you went to college don't make you wise. Just because you went to college does not make you have couth, decorum, or be elegant. I find nowadays we have a whole lot of degreed fools. They just talking foolish. They have 2 and 3 degrees, but they foolish. I wouldn't take them in a foxhole to fight nobody. They weak and living lizard. The devil is a liar. So we have a lot of people who fluffed up. We putting lipsticks on pigs. As long as you're looking good, some feel, but they don't have nothing up here. And that's why we're in the condition that we are in. And so, in talking about our black community, and I'm going to come back every third, probably at least once a month Thursdays and talk about this because that's how much I feel about it. Now, I'm not going to run for office or anything like that. I think in order to be a politician, you got to be dirty. Um, I love you too, darling Ricky. I love you too. I love you all. Y'all, let me tell you something. I love my people. I love you. And when I say that, I live, you know I have to love you to live around you. Right? When I can live somewhere else, I can never get customer service in my community. I went to a restaurant in my community today, and the Lord had led me to go somewhere else, go into the neighboring community where it's a little bit more diverse. Y'all, can we be honest? Can I tell y'all the truth? And so I went into this restaurant, y'all, and I stood to be waited on for 10 minutes in the front. I would say 8 minutes. 8 minutes standing in the front. No one acknowledged me. No one, nothing. All black people on the floor working. And I just turned around and I left. So, what can we say, y'all? What can we say? It's us. Some of it is us. Some of it is them. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But some of it is us. And we're not taking our own personal responsibility of how we treat one another. So what did I end up doing? I went to another restaurant. You're beautiful, intelligent. I trust in God and do the best. I attended parochial school as a senior over 65. No one to help me on my property. I still climb. Ooh, y'all, he done took me out. Okay. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. We're talking about Sandy, 65 years old. He is a senior. He has to do his own work on his own property, and he still has to climb the ladder by himself. Now, if there are churches around there, if there are schools, if there are organizations around there, these are the people who we're supposed to be helping. I'm sorry, Sandy woman. That's even, oh my goodness. So as a 65-year-old woman, Sandy should be able to get some help. Sandy should be able to get some help. I asked a young man, I'm just kind of giving some stories to kind of let you know where we are. I asked a young man, I was going to pay him, actually, to paint the doors in my house. I wanted them painted white. Now, let me tell you what young man was about 24 years old, and he told me he didn't paint. He didn't know how to paint. Y'all know how easy it is to paint? You don't even have to learn how to paint. It is so easy to paint. But he said, I don't paint. But you know what he did do? He had dreads in his hair. He had a nice lineup. His nails were done. His clothes were sharp. But he didn't know how to paint. Now, in 5 years, that's going to be a problem. Because nobody going to hire you on your looks. You have to have a skill. Y'all, our young people have to have a skill. And so that really hurt my feelings, but I painted. And so that's it. Me too, frozen. Okay, some people are getting frozen. Okay, hold on, let me get back in. Okay. All right. I think we're back on now. Okay, I think we're back on now. So, with that, y'all, that's all I wanted to share. We've been on here for about an hour, but I hope I didn't rant too much, but I just wanted to show you my heart. I think we need to be apprenticing kids. I think we need to take off our night clothes when we go to the grocery store. I think we need to live, to grow a black economy, an economy that is insulated from the rest of the world. I've almost been able to do it, so a lot of, I've got like 3 different, I always pick 3 or 4 different ones in case one shut down. I need to go to another one. But I find out what black people are doing. And if you really want to know, y'all, I have a video on all black businesses. Y'all, please, y'all go look at that. There's a lot of great black businesses. Tally and Twine is a watchmaking company. Check them out, y'all. A few wood men. Again, another watch company. All these wonderful places that we can support. So I enjoyed you. I enjoyed everybody in the chat. Thank you all so much for joining me for another great episode of Royal Black and Elite. I'll be putting up a video on this weekend, and I hope that you can find something to do in your community. God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see y'all next Thursday about this same time. Now, next week, bring your trivia shops, because we're going to do some trivia, and you can't Google on me, because I know y'all be Googling. So, thank you for joining me. Oh, by the way, thank you all for all the cash apps. Oh, my goodness. I am... I'm just touched. Y'all, I do this for free. Don't nobody pay me to do this. I come and do this for free. And YouTube always trying to demonetize. You, just a lot of stuff. And so to know that my own community, my black community, who love me enough. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your support. I couldn't do it without you. So I thank y'all for your cash apps. I thank you for your Zelles. I thank you. I thank you for your super chats. All of that, y'all. It matters. And I thank you. So with that, I'll see y'all on another great episode. And thanks for tuning in.